What about Mr. Kerr? And be careful what you say about him, because I think you might be on air with him tomorrow as well. He's not going away, as the famous saying once goes. That was a big sort of story when it came out that Brian was coming back in the fold, whatever the duration and involvement will be.
Well, I tell you what, it's lovely for Brian in the first place, because he's been, he's been away from that, hasn't he? And never, I don't think he had the best relationship with him. So for him, he did well in the job, and for him to get back in it, especially with somebody who he knows. And you know what can he add? So somebody asked me that once, and I said, well, I'm not quite sure sometimes, but age just does give you something. You can see something, sometimes you can read something, read it in the group, in the squad, and you can hear it, and you can bring something to it, and it might be just something crucial at a time. Somebody training, how somebody is. And when you're the young manager, the first thing you want to do, I'm not so sure John will, because he's a calm individual, but certainly I wanted to go in fighting with everybody. And it doesn't work.
Like you want to lay down a marker.
Yeah, and there's more times now than when I've left it till I've thought, I'll think about that, I'll do it tomorrow. And it's sorted itself out. Yeah. And I don't have to go in headstrong. So Brian will help him, there's no doubt about that. I'm delighted for him.
Yeah. What do you think, Rich? Having sat beside him long enough?
I think it's brilliant. I think it's something that it's sort of the guidance and a leadership which the FAI have missed for a long, long time. I think Brian is obviously so knowledgeable, but like Mick says, he's going to be someone who can look at it from a different viewpoint than John. John's going to be right in the middle of it all, trying to focus solely on the game, whereas Brian can see the overall picture. He can help him out in that terms and just help him sometimes maybe take a step back and look at it more from a manager's point of view than a young ex-player sort of coming into the role.
Last word to you, Mick. This is the list of fixtures that's coming up for John, and then obviously whoever does get the job, presumably someone does get the job permanently after these games in March. Have a look at what's coming up in the year ahead. Would you, if you were taking over now, would you fancy that menu of fixtures coming up to get your teeth into it?
If you're asking me to take over, I would, but there's no chance of that happening. I don't think it is a case of putting somebody in there for those two games, because I have to tell you, if a new coach came in who was getting the job and he got Belgium and Switzerland to start with, he could be getting off to a bad start. Yeah. But then let's reverse that. What if John and the team win those two games? It's going to be damned hard to get shut of him then, isn't it? Because the fans will want him. So it's a gamble. If it is a gamble now that they're putting John in for two games and see how he does, because they're a hell of a two, and it's going to be tough for anybody. You have to get somebody getting us playing well, getting us back hard to beat, and get everybody back on side. Whoever can do that's going to be a great job.
And a few tricky ones down the line with England to come later in the year as well. Those two games, by the way, against Belgium and Switzerland later this month, live here on Virgin Media Television. So looking forward to bringing those to you in due course.